time for story time with Gina. And this is going to be interesting. I saw this on a group that I'm on, and it was shared in there from another group, you all. And it is really, really interesting. I am trying to get my tablet situated in the right way. I am. It's like so we can look at this Stargates. And they're ancient Stargates is what they are. And they were placed all around the world. But what happened was the governments around the world, they found them and they hid them away. And they were supposed to be used for humanity is what they were supposed to be used for. Let me see if I can come over here, you all. I'm going to get this going. And I got to mute this. If you're just tuning in, let me, hello, Apple Brooks honey. Hello, everyone. Let me read what this says. This says that according to the ancient texts, they were used, the Stargates, to transcend into dimensions beyond, faster than light. Enlil, Jehovah, used a Stargate to Nibiru, which is Hercolobus, when he saw the deluge, which was the flood, coming that would annihilate the whole earth, quoted in ancient tablets. They were used as a link of heaven, which Nibiru and star worlds beyond, to earth. And this is by Neteru D'jehuti. I'll let you all see what this is. Let me see. Y'all can see the screen right here. I was trying to read this person's name. He shares a lot of stuff. And the first time I ever heard of Enlil, I thought, oh my gosh, that's like blasphemy and stuff, you all. Because let's face it, when you grow up with going to church and all that, you don't hear all this stuff. You don't. You hear the biblical record of it. And there is no other Sumerian tablets or nothing that you hear about. You just hear good old-fashioned preaching from the Bible. But there's more history out there, is what I'd like to say. A lot more history. And it's okay. There's history everywhere. There really is. I want to get over here on this YouTube channel, and I want to read it. I want to look at that. I wonder, because I think there's something between each picture, if I can even attempt to, let me see, assign my silly self out on my tablet. It's great. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, y'all. I have to use my phone for this so I can look at the comments. I was trying to use my tablet, but I accidentally signed myself out on my YouTube channel. So I'm not going to be looking at it. I'll just look at this right here and it'll be fine. Gina, honey, will you please hurry up and quit playing around and get on with it? Get on with it, Gina, honey. Okay, we're going to do it. You are going to get on to it. See how I'm going to do it. I got it on me. Okay, I do. Oh, come on, please. Don't do this to me. Really, don't do it to me. All right, let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can make this big. And I'm not going to show. I think I'm not going to show. No, see, it's too small, you all. It's way too small. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it now. We can see the different Stargates. Let me get back to it. Gina, will you please hurry up? I am trying to hurry up. Let me just click right to them. And then we're going to come right over here is where they start. The Stargates. Can you see it? And I know you can. Let me bring myself over here because there is something to it. There's something to Stargates. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be talking about Stargates. There wouldn't be movies about Stargates or anything like that if Stargates did not exist. You all just bear with me. I signed out on my tablet. Hello there, Blackjack Gator. Hello, Frank Cooper. All right, we are going to do it. It says, want podcast audio in your background? No, I don't want a podcast audio in my background. I don't even know what that means. I really don't. So here is one of these ancient stargates. Let me put myself right here. I got to make sure I can. Oh, no, no, no. I'm not doing it right. I can't click into it right, you all. This is like it's tricking me. I want to see if I can click through this without like messing it up. I might be able to. Let me see if I can do it. I'm going to try it, you all. I don't know where this one's located right here, but we can see one. Let's hope I can do this. Yeah, we can. These are the different types of stargates. And it kind of reminds me something like a medicine wheel. It really does. From around the world. And to think they're no longer out because somebody confiscated them. And we know what some did. They went on expeditions. Someone who ruled Germany decided he wanted to go on expeditions and gather up stuff. It's kind of like the who was it? I don't know who it was. It's not like the Tomb Raider. It's like the Mummy and things like that. Look at that Stargate. And one would say, well, you know, there's no such thing as a Stargate. Well, what if there is? What if there is? It's really interesting. And I would love to know all the locations that they were at. There's been movies about them. Yeah. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Thank you, Kay Sarah Sierra. Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know, there's no way a human being, mankind, you know, with the history they say that the human race has, there's no way they would have created something like this. It had to be a higher power, a higher type of a intellectual being that would be able to create something like this, a far more advanced species who would create stargates. Oh, TikTok cable atoms. That's interesting. But then you have to activate the Stargate. You have to know how to activate the Stargate. And why would some be smaller than others? Stargates in the Grand Canyon. That's a really interesting thing. Could been. Wow. That looks like that's maybe in Antarctica or something. It's like a big gigantic wheel of time. I guess if you were to activate it, it would do something with time. Why would those structures even be there? Mandela effects. People got light code DNA. Rose, honey, I heard about light code DNA upgrades today. I really did. And I think it's great. It really is. I think the people had to be outside to get them. Did they? The Dunes movie. Wow. Yes, the Wheel of Fortune, Blackjack Gator. That's exactly right. It's kind of like a Stargate. Wow. This looks like it's over there in Asia. That's why you've been all up in the pool. That's wonderful. I wonder where they put these Stargates at. That's right. Walk by the huge buildings supposedly built in the 1800s with horses and buggies. Some of these might look like they could have been duplicates. But didn't they find a great big one in Afghanistan? Thought there was something about a Stargate in Afghanistan also. We haven't got to the end. I think I know what the end picture looks like. Wow. It's got kind of like hieroglyphics on it. Yeah. I guess they are about the same size. Some may be bigger. That one looks strange. And you know that's not like a wagon wheel or something like that. It kind of looks like a great big sundial. Well, no, it doesn't have the one thing on it. And if it's not Stargates, what was the purpose? CERN. Okay, that looks like CERN. That looks like CERN. So CERN is a Stargate. What if CERN is something like a Stargate? Really, it could be something like one. Yeah, how many miles is CERN? Big round. That's right. Ezekiel's wheel could very well have been a Stargate. Then what was the Stonehenges and stuff? Surely they weren't like Stargates either. Man, that is massive. Wow. I always wanted to be an archaeologist when I was in high school. I did, and I thought, well, I'm not going to college for all those years, so I guess I'm not going to be one. And could you imagine how, if that was up on something, how on earth would they have lifted it? Or did it just sit, did all of these just sit on the ground? That is so wild. Now, that looks like a tire. Yeah, that looks like a tire, you all. It really does. The outside looks like the tread on top of a tire, if this is to be a Stargate. It looks like some nice, big, studded tread with the side wall of the wheel. And maybe this is the inside of it. It looks like that. It really does. This is the last one right here, and then it will duplicate. But these are Stargates that are to be found around the world, and it is said that they had... Let me see this. Stargates. Stargates around the world. Around the world. Around the world and something. Let's come to this. Let's look at these images. So, do you think this would say it? A map of all the Stargates throughout the world. This is May of 2016. That's kind of not a good image at all. Would the Stargates be the little circles? I don't know. It generates a wormhole between itself and a complementary device at another location by being supplied with a threshold amount of raw energy. Objects in transit between the gates are broken down into their individual elemental components and then into energy as they pass through the event horizon. and then travel through a wormhole before being reconstructed on the other side, exiting another Stargate. That kind of reminds me of Star Trek when you're in that beam me up thing. It dematerializes you, and you guess you're broken down like that. And when you get on the deck, your whole body is put back into it. According to a TV show, a Stargate is a name for a class of devices which allow almost instantaneous travel between places. They're circular devices marked out by 9 chevrons placed equally around the circumference and 39 symbols displayed on an inner ring. They are typically 22 feet in diameter, 64,000 pounds in weight, and thought to be made of an unknown substance. The gates are almost always operated standing vertically, though they are operable in any orientation. That was wormhole physics. A wormhole is a hypothetical tube in space connecting widely separated positions in the universe. Einstein believed in them. All wormholes require exotic materials with negative energy density, in order to hold them open. And in 1933, Mr. Visser showed that quantum wormholes, once formed, are stable. Now, ley lines. Let's see about these ley lines, because I was supposed to be doing something with the ley lines in this yard, and I didn't do it. The ley lines are alignments of ancient sites, holy places, and specific important locations such as stone circles, standing stones, vortexes, and monuments. Ley lines link a number of ancient landmarks by a series of straight lines. Ley lines are literally rivers of energy that flow through the earth and also between worlds and other universes. Yeah, that sounds really exciting. They are the veins and they are traffic arteries that make up the universal transportation system. They are found in places known as nexus points. The ley lines occur all over the world in a crystalline pattern based on a system of triangles, and that great temples of the ancient world are built into this pattern at these nexus points all over the globe. Some of these places are, so we get to see some of the places are. You all, let's go there. Let's pull up the Google Maps, because I want to go see it. I would love to pull up Google Maps, so we can see what this stuff is talking about on here. Google Earth. Let me bring this to me. I want to pull up the Great Pyramid before that. Oh, Gina, you did it now. I got out of the screen, but I'm going to get it, you all. I'm going to go to the Great Pyramid in Giza. Let's see what that looks like in the Google Earth. Let's scoop it down, you all. Let's scoop it down, because I like to watch it come to life. I like to watch the circles spin around once we hit it. I like it to see it moving. Here it goes. We're going to the Great Pyramid in Egypt of Giza. All right, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Isn't that interesting? Because you could look at that as if this is going straight down into the ground, but it's really not. Oh, did you know when we zoom up, we can see the statues in here? I think this takes you to the ground level. Look at this. It's the Great Pyramid of Egypt. This is what it looks like. I think they're on top of it. You're on top of the Great Pyramid of Egypt and looking around the perimeter, I guess. Oh yeah, you were kind of on the top of it. It's suspended in space. Oh, we get to look at the top. The West Field at Giza. What does it look like at the bottom? Oh, and there's something else over here. Let's zoom it out. Okay, so this looks like a golden pyramid. The necropolis. The pyramid of Heteferes. Wow. I don't think it's safe to go over there right now. Oh, what's this? The Great Sphinx. Well, we can look at the Great Sphinx. I don't know how to spin it around. It's all right. So The Great Sphinx, didn't they say the Great Sphinx was supposed to have a different type of a head? Let me see. Can I spin this around? No, I don't know how to spin it around. Yeah, sorry. Wait, I do know how. I do. This is the first time I've ever spun something around like this, you all. I just learned something new. Okay, so now we see the Great Sphinx. That's really interesting. Let's see his face, because he's supposed to have had a different face carved on him because it was something totally different. It's like a lion or something. Wow, that is really cool. They are built upon ley lines, energy vortexes. That's what they look like in a distance. So this is one location. Yeah. Let's find the other one. So you want to go to Stonehenge in England. Let's copy Stonehenge and put it in here because we want to see that. Because what are we talking about? We're talking about Stargates, but now we've ended up on the ley lines because, you know, they got something to do with the Stargates. They're bound to. Now we're coming over here to Stonehenge. Wow. See, that's a circle too. What if that was a Stargate? What if it was a Stargate? Wow, that's so cool. It really is cool. This is what the shoot. This is what it kind of looks like. Okay, I don't want to go down in it. I just want it to just stay like that. We just wanted to look at the Stonehenge. And there are people who go there. I think there's people who go there and they'll do some grid work. See, that would be something interesting. What if you knew how to do grid work and you worked with ley lines and you took your own rods there and you started messing with those ley lines? Would that be allowed? If it's invisible and nobody can do it, do you think they would allow people to do it if that is possible? How would they even stop somebody from moving ley lines? Oh, wow. Look at this. This is the actual structure. This is really cool. See, you can do it from the comfort of your own cell phone and or computer. Wow. You don't even have to go to Stonehenge to see it. A lot of people are resetting their ley lines and regretting the land. What do you mean regretting the land? Resetting the land? Yeah, see, there are people there. Some of these fell over. TLC 67, thank you. Welcome. Yeah, look at that. Stonehenge. Wow. That's pretty cool. It really is cool. I always try to exit ground level. It's Stonehenge. Yeah. Oh, resetting the energy line. Yeah. You'd have to really make sure you knew where to put it. Could mess stuff up. Rewiring things cause some short circuits, you all. That's what could happen. Short circuits. The Bermuda Triangle, as we're looking at. Now we were talking about Stargates, and somehow we ended up on ley lines. But it's okay. We can do it, you all. It's okay to touch two different subjects. We've already been to the Bermuda Triangle. There it is, right there. And if you look at it, boom. Oh, I labeled this as China, you all, because this is where China has a port that they're building in this area. Remember we did a video on it? Yeah. They're fixing up, they're investing in the, I don't know, the economy and building infrastructure, and now look how close they are to Florida. But Gina, honey, we're talking about ley lines and stuff. Now you're talking about China. Well, this is where they're at. Right here. They've invested a lot of money. And, yeah. It's right there. A hop, skip, and a jump. That's what it is. One hop, skip, and a jump, you all. Let's go to southern Japan. And I don't even know. It's the Dragon's Triangle. I don't even know if this is even going to let me go to the Dragon's Triangle. Dragon Triangle, Japan. Let's see if we can find something like that, you all. Yeah. Well, this is the Devil's Sea. Why would they call it that? What's under that water, you all? See how murky that water looks? It's, looked like it has cliffs under it, mountains and things like that. That's about it. We don't want to go a little bit closer. When the pyramids at Zen in China. So why does China have pyramids if Egypt is the only place? Because you don't hear about it in any other country. You really don't. It's always Egypt, Egypt, Egypt. It's okay. Now we get to go to Japan or China. Well, where is the... I can't find it. It doesn't want to find it. It's supposed to be in this area somewhere, you all. And really, there is no reason why they wouldn't have a pyramid. And if they do, it sounds like they have the pyramids at Zen. See if we can find it. Let's try it one more time. Try to find these pyramids at Zen. Change. See it. Well, I don't think they want us looking. I don't. This looked like it's a built-up area. We're not going to get to find the pyramid there. Let's see Easter Island. We haven't looked there. Easter Island. I don't know what's going to pull up. We're going to have to see. See how fast this moves across the ocean? Easter Island. Looks like it's volcano area in Easter Island. I forgot what it's famous for. I really did just... What is it famous for, you all? Is it famous for, like, this? I hope our memory doesn't go. That wouldn't be too good. Easter Island. It's been so long. The heads. Okay, yeah, the heads at Easter Island. Thank you. Let's find the heads in Easter Island. The heads of Easter Island. Thank you, because you found it. That's wonderful. Do you know what's hidden beneath the Easter Island heads? No, we don't. What is hidden under the Easter Island heads? Why were they created? What's under the Easter Island heads? They were built by Rapi Nui, who were native to the island. No, let's find it. Gina, what are you doing? I wanted to see them. They have hidden bodies. Let's look at their bodies. That's where we want to go. But Gina, honey, you have went from Stargates to ley lines, and now you're going to heads that are deep into the heads with bodies in the ground. You all, this sometimes happen. It's a multifaceted live stream, and it's different disciplinaries in one live stream. It is. Wow. Now, I don't really think that this mud flood did that, buried them, but that is really... Well, what if it did? What if the mud flood buried these statues? Yeah. It's really interesting. It is. They got bodies, but whose bodies are they? Heads and their bodies. Wow. They're massive. Look how massive their heads are. Practically everyone has seen the iconic images of Easter Island. What you may not have known is that those Easter Island heads actually have hidden buried bodies. Archaeologists have uncovered the bodies associated with the heads and found interesting discoveries that further our knowledge of the Easter Island civilization and how they created the monoliths. The Easter Island heads are known as the Moai by the Rapa Nui people who carved the figures into the tropical South Pacific directly west of Chile. The Moai monoliths, carved from stone, found on the island are between 1100 and 1500 CE. I was getting ready to look it up. A bit of an aside, CE refers to the Common Era and sometimes replaces the use of AD in historical and archaeological communities. That's really interesting. As with many things on Earth, time took its toll on the statues and buried them in sediment and rock, preserving the torsos of the Easter Island heads. However, as a team of archaeologists at UCLA developed the Easter Island Statue Project to better study and preserve the artifacts. Through this work, the team excavated several of the heads to reveal the underlying body torso. In total, the team, documented and studied almost 1,000 statues on the small Pacific island. The project spanned 9 years, whereby the team determined to the best of their ability the meaning, the function, and history of each individual statue. That is really amazing. 1,000 statues. I wonder if they were all that big. Portals? All those heads look Debbie, yeah, they are stone. They are stone. After approvals, the archaeologists excavated 2 of the Easter Island heads to reveal their torsos and the truncated waist. The heads had been covered by successive mass transport deposits on the island that buried the statues' lower half. These events enveloped the statues and gradually buried them to their heads as the islands naturally weathered and eroded through the centuries. You think that happened like that? Easter Island is situated with the Nazca Plate, and it's a volcanic hotspot similar to the Hawaiian island chain. The hotspot produced the Sala y Gomez Ridge, which spans east of Easter Island as the Pacific Ocean opened through the East Pacific Rise. Easter Island was formed by successive Pliocene and Holocene volcanic flows consisting of basalt and andesite. In addition, volcanic tuffs were deposited in the volcanic crater. Most of the statues are located along the Rano Raraku volcanic cone, which acted as a quarry, supplied the Rapa Nui, the monolithic stones which were used for the carving. Wow. A hot spot, and you see it's excuse me. I wanted to go to Easter Island. Well, we did. They found etched petroglyphs on the back of the figures for Polynesian canoes. Excuse me. Red pigment. I've got to get a drink, you all. This is terrible. It is. That's better. Abundant. The tallest of the 3 statues comes in at 33 feet and is known as Paro. Wow. They used large tree trunks that were placed deep into the holes in order to carve them. Abundant red pigment was found at the human burial sites of several individuals, suggesting the statues were painted. Oh, wow. They often surround the statues, suggesting that the Rapa Nui buried their dead with the family statue. Well, that's really interesting. It sounds like a tombstone. It really does. Excuse me, if you think about it. If there was like 1,000 of them, that's really interesting. I wonder if that's how people got their things. Could you imagine if we had things like that and that was the tombstone, that tall? That'd be really wild, you all. The serpent mounds. Yep. All of it. I know it's not a tombstone. So much of the continents are harbored civilization underwater, yeah. Roger, yep. Wonder what time would just have moved on the land. Yeah. We started off with Stargates. We did. And ancient Stargates that were gathered up around the world. And you can see them right here. They were, you could go through time. You go from one point to another. And they were supposed to be used for humanity. But, oh well. I didn't get to use one. You all, what if you got to use one in another lifetime? It's quite possible if you believe in that. Or you can dream about it and pretend that, hey, I was there in another lifetime. So this came from a group that was shared, that I'm in, on Facebook, and that was shared in another group. And you can find the name of the individual in the description of this video part. But it's wild to think that, well, they don't want us to know about things like this. They really don't. But it's okay. Looks like a zodiac. Kind of reminds me of a zodiac wheel, too. So strange. Or just... And then you have CERN. And I'm sure, I thought I remember seeing one that they found maybe in Afghanistan or Iraq or something, in a cave. Maybe, but I can't remember. It has its place in the zodiac, too much to explain. That looks like a tire, you all. It looks like a tire that goes on a truck with studs on it. It really does. That's what I'm seeing when I look at it. That's all right. That's the last one. That's the last one. So that was interesting. The Stargates. Let me read this. Let me come over to the live stream. What it was said about. It's ancient Stargates that were confiscated and locked up by governments around the world. And according to ancient texts, they were used to transcend excuse me, into dimensions beyond faster than light. Enlil, Jehovah, used the Stargate to Nibiru, Hercolobus, when he saw the deluge flood coming that would annihilate the whole earth. This is according to a different type of narrative, and it was quoted in ancient tablets. They were used as a link of heaven, Nibiru, and a star worlds beyond to earth. And this is by, I'll let you see who it's by, Neteru D'jehuti. And I've got this off Facebook, but I want to make sure that's who it's come from. It's really, it's very, very interesting. It is. So thank you all for coming on here, and I'm going to go. Thank you, moderators. Thank you all for your comments, and with that being said, Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Love you.